This is CTC News with Wesley Kotar, broadcasting from Sint-Eustatius, Dutch Caribbean. Sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
It's the middle of the week, today, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2013, on the Golden Rock. Good evening, I am Wesley Kotar, and this is CTC News broadcasting live from CTC Studios at Statius Mall. In tonight's local news, prosecution calls for timely fine payments, police arrest 4 robbery suspects and 1 drunken man, Carl Altea promises fresh vision and new goals, and political unrest on Statia. Details in local news right after a word from our sponsors.
Coming soon to Sint-Eustatius, 3 daily flights to St. Kitts and return every week. Services to St. Martin via Anguilla with free stopover in Anguilla. Charter services will also be available. More information coming soon to CTC TV and CTC Radio. Brought to you by Trans Anguilla.
The greatest gift of all.
Education is the #1 driving force in a successful future. But great parenting prepares a child for the challenges to come and motivates any child to accomplish and succeed. Be your child's role model and be the best parent you can be. Learn great parenting guides and strategies at www.parenting.org.
Motivate and educate. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
People in Bonaire, Sint-Eustatius, and Saba who have been fined by the police for traffic violations, not paying motor vehicle tax, or driving uninsured are urged to avoid a hearing in court by paying up. In a press release, the Public Prosecutor's Office for the Caribbean Netherlands explained that the persons involved must pay the amount on the ticket given by the police or transaction proposal submitted by the prosecution at the local tax office in a timely fashion. Timely means at least 7 days before the hearing date. Thereafter, payments will not be accepted anymore by the tax office, and your case will be then submitted automatically to the judge, who generally imposes a higher penalty. The fines imposed by the judge are collected both at the border and elsewhere on the island during so-called fine-inning actions. As of July 1st, 2013, the transaction amount for not paying the motor vehicle tax on time has increased from $8 to $150. Experience shows that given the level of the fine, defaulters were simply risking getting a ticket. So, by increasing the amount, the Public Prosecutor's Office wants to reduce the number of violations. As of September 1st, 2013, the police will check on the timely payment of tax due for the second half of the year. Police on Sint-Eustatius arrested 4 persons recently for their suspected involvement in attempted robbery. Police have since questioned and released the suspects pending a decision by the prosecutor whether to hear their case in September or October. The 4 suspects were believed to have attempted to rob Lady Amma's supermarket. All suspects were young men. In an unrelated incident, police arrested an allegedly drunken man for causing disorder while at the Chinese restaurant on the Paramira Weg. Police held the unidentified suspect for disorderly conduct and allegedly assaulting officers and resisting arrest. He spent the night in jail and was released. A judge is expected to hear the case, the police said. Statius Commissioner Carl Altea called himself and members of the new political party visionaries who want to build a more stable island. TR is a member of the Statia Liberal Action Movement, or SLAM, a new party that was launched on Sunday. I must say becoming a politician was beyond my wildest dreams until I saw the need to make my contributions to my country, TR said. I will strive to become a politician with a difference. TR joined politics less than a year ago with few connections to other political organizations. He has since seen the operations of government from the inside, invigorating his belief that he can help make St. Eustatius better. This short experience has convinced me that our current system of government and our political parties in their current form have to change, he said. There is little doubt that our people are increasingly looking at alternatives to the major political parties to tackle the concerns lingering within our communities. TR said his party hoped to counter poverty and build entertainment havens for the island's youth. The opportunities should be made available where our people can be encouraged to pursue their goals in the development of our island, TR said. He went on to say he wants Statia to be more self-reliant and encourage development from within to strengthen the economy. While we may receive assistance from the Dutch Kingdom, we believe that with local efforts, much more can be achieved towards long-term development, he said. The new SLAM party included President Marlo Brown, Secretary Beryl Fortin van Putten, Assistant Secretary Marie-Therese Lijvrock-Ridan, Treasurer Nasha Rajuki, Public Relations Renee Coutar, and members Millicent Lijvrock-Marsden, Annika Marsden, Rosalie Lopes-Travis, and Gerald Lopes. In a surprising turn of events over the past 2 days, Statia once again finds itself in what could be another reshuffle within the political arena. Rumors of discontentment were confirmed when the board of the Democratic Party issued an official statement early on Tuesday stating that they had unanimously expelled Mr. Ruben Merkman from the party, who is also the leader of the Democratic Party. A decision which was open to appeal by Mr. Merkman, the statement read. Events leading up to the expulsion, according to the official statement, including, among other things, a letter sent to the island governor, Gerald Burkle, by Merkman requesting an island council meeting in order to handle a non-confidence motion against Commissioner Snake. It was also believed that it was the intention of Merkman to have the commissioner replaced without consulting the party board. During a meeting between the board and Merkman, they informed him of their objection to the way he had handled things, all while using the name of the Democratic Party. During the same meeting, Merkman was asked to relinquish his seat in the Island Council, which he declined. In closing, the statement went on to say that the board felt it was left with no other choice than to expel Merkman rather than break up the party based on the Articles of Incorporation. In light of these events, Merkman released a statement explaining his decision to withdraw support from Commissioner Snake. Reasons mentioned were the denial of employment to locals by non-locals and passing over a young local for employment opportunities, amongst other things. Efforts to reach Merkman or members of the DP board for comment were unsuccessful. Coming up next in regional news, Justice Park off the table. Caribbean labor ministers meet in Trinidad to discuss labor and development. Details in regional news and later international news right after this.
CT Creativity, known to many as CTC, has gone global. CTC TV and CTC Radio can be viewed and heard from any part of the world. Just visit www.ctcreativity.com and go to CTC TV to watch live or CTC Radio to listen live. Get more involved by interacting with your TV and radio hosts with live chat rooms. You can also view the latest trending videos, CTC News, take part in polls, vote for the top songs or videos, and much more. www.ctcreativity.com. www.ctcreativity.com. Share it with the world. Share it with the world. Share it with the world. Share it with the world.
Coming soon to St. Eustatius, 3 daily flights to St. Kitts and return every week. Services to St. Martin via Anguilla with free stopover in Anguilla. Charter services will also be available. More information coming soon to CTC TV and CTC Radio. Brought to you by Trans Anguilla.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Dugging's Shopping Center.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we have reached our regional and international segment for this evening. Dutch Minister of Home Affairs and Kingdom Relations, Ronald Plasterk, assumes that the plans for the construction of a Justice Park in St. Martin are no longer going ahead with the resignation of Justice Minister Roland Duncan. The minister stated this in a letter to Second Chamber of the Dutch Parliament on Monday in relation to questions that came up during a general debate in April this year. At that debate, members of the Second Chamber's Permanent Committee for Kingdom Relations asked about the financing of the Justice Park. Plasterk announced in that same letter that the Kingdom government has agreed to more stringent rules for loans outside the regular country budget. In the letter, Plasterk presumed that with Duncan's resignation, the plans on the financing scheme for a $100 million Justice Park were off the table. St. Martin's new Justice Minister, Dennis Richardson, stated in an interview with the Daily Herald last week that he still has to take a decision on the Justice Park and that he would do this after careful scrutiny of the project's cost, size, the phasing aspect, and financing method. Plasterk stated that the Council of Financial Supervision, CFT, had given a clear negative pre-advice on the Justice Park plans. According to the minister, the CFT could have given further advice on the project after the providing of more information by the St. Martin government. The Justice Park was mentioned in a letter dated May 8, 2013 of CFT Chairman Age Bakker to Minister Plasterk, in which he explained the Council's position and authority on ulterior loans for Curaçao and St. Martin through government-owned companies in relation to the Kingdom Financial Supervision Law. The letter was sent to the Second Chamber only July 1st, along with Plasterk's letter, in anticipation of a debate with Plasterk in Dutch Parliament today, Wednesday. Further news from around the region. Caribbean ministers of labor met in Port of Spain on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week and will be addressed by Director General of the International Labour Organization, Guy Ryder. 19 labor ministers of the 22 ILO Caribbean member states and non-metropolitan territories have confirmed their attendance at the meeting, which will focus on the theme, the Caribbean and Labor 2013, and beyond strengthening decent work for development. This event follows last month's session of the ILO International Labour Conference in Geneva, during which the Director General tabled his report entitled Towards the ILO Centenary, Realities, Renewal, and Tripartite Commitment. The report, which received strong support at the ILC, focuses on initiatives to address key issues associated with the world of work in the 21st century. In it, Ryder draws attention to the impact of global demographic change, environmental sustainability, new technologies, poverty and prosperity, growing inequality, balanced and sustainable economic growth, and the changing character of production and employment. According to the Director of ILO Office and Decent Work Team and Office for the Caribbean, there is strong regional interest in the principal elements of these issues. Some countries, he said, have already taken the initiative in addressing specific challenges, such as the need for green jobs, strengthening social dialogue, and exploring the relationship between trade and employment. There will also be a report on the 18th Inter-American Conference of Ministers of Labor of the Organization of American States, hosted in the Bahamas in April 2013. The Director General will hold bilateral discussions with President Anthony Carmona, Prime Minister Kamala Persat Besesar, and Minister of Foreign Affairs Winston Ducaran. On Wednesday, he will also host a breakfast meeting with the delegates from the Caribbean Employers Confederation, CEC, and Caribbean Congress of Labor, CCL. Tonight in international news, 2 stem cell patients stop HIV drugs, no virus seen. 2 HIV-positive patients in the United States who underwent bone marrow transplants for cancer have stopped antiretroviral therapy and still show no detectable sign of the HIV virus, researchers said on Wednesday. The Harvard University researchers stressed it was too early to say the men had been cured, but said it was an encouraging sign that the virus hasn't rebounded in their blood months after drug treatment ended. The first person reported to be cured of HIV, American Timothy Ray Brown, underwent a stem cell transplant in 2007 to treat his leukemia. He was reported by his German doctors to have been cured of HIV 2 years later. Brown's doctors used a donor who had a rare genetic mutation that provides resistance against HIV. So far, no one has observed similar results using ordinary donor cells, such as those given to the 2 patients by the Harvard University researchers. The researchers announced last year that blood samples taken from the men who both had blood cancers showed no traces of the HIV virus 8 months after they received bone marrow transplants to replace cancerous blood cells with healthy donor cells. The men were still on anti-HIV drugs at that time. The men both have since stopped antiretroviral therapy, one 15 weeks ago and the other 7 weeks ago, and show no signs of the virus, Heinrich told the International AIDS Conference in Malaysia on Wednesday. They are doing very well, Heinrich said. While these results are exciting, they do not yet indicate that the men have been cured. Only time will tell. The HIV virus may be hiding in other organs such as the liver, spleen, or brain and could return months later, he warned. Further testing of the men's cells, plasma, and tissue for at least a year will help give a clearer picture on the full impact of the transplant on HIV persistence, he said. A rebound will show that other sites are important reservoirs of infectious virus, and new approaches to measuring these reservoirs will be needed in developing a cure, Heinrich said. These findings clearly provide important new information that might well alter the current thinking about HIV and gene therapy, Kevin Robert Frost, Chief Executive of the Foundation of AIDS Research, said in a statement. While stem cell transplantation is not a viable option for people with HIV on a broad scale because of its cost and complexity, these new cases could lead us to new approaches to treating and ultimately even eradicating HIV. And that was it for our local, regional, and international news stories for this evening. Coming up next, your 3-day weather forecast for the islands of Statia, Saba, and St. Martin. Details on local weather conditions right after this break.
Make it a better place.
The way of life and technology are advancing daily in both positive and negative aspects. It's time for parents and guardians to take control. Know and control the websites your kids are visiting on computers, tablets, and cellular phones. Access to the internet can have many positive values, but without the correct parental control, those values can be covered by negative content with just one click. Parental control. Learn about it at www.parentalcontrol.org.
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me.
Coming soon to St. Eustatius, 3 daily flights to St. Kitts and return every week. Services to St. Martin via Anguilla with free stopover in Anguilla. Charter services will also be available. More information coming soon to CTC TV and CTC Radio. Brought to you by Trans Anguilla.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Dugging's Shopping Center.
And now for your 3-day weather forecast. We will begin on Station Saba. Tonight, Wednesday, July 3rd, partly cloudy, temperatures of 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 20% chances of rain with the winds east at 18 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Thursday, June 4th, partly cloudy, temperatures of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 30% chances of rains with the winds east at 19 miles per hour. On Friday, July 5th, AM showers, temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 30% chances of rain with winds east at 17 miles per hour. And now on to St. Martin. Tonight, Wednesday, July 3rd, partly cloudy, temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30% chances of rain with the winds east at 14 miles per hour. Tomorrow on Thursday, July 4th, partly cloudy, temperatures of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 30% chances of rain with the winds east at 12 miles per hour. Finally, on Friday, July 5th, AM showers, temperatures of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 30% chances of rain with the winds east at 10 miles per hour. There you have it, folks, another edition of CTC News Live. We'll be back on Friday. Join us again as we bring you the latest in local, regional, and international news. Until next time, do have a good one.